right. We are live. We're here with Kailey Breyer. She is the creator of Kailey's Queens. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Like I was saying before, maximum storytelling is all about celebrating other people's stories and helping them tell their own stories on video, encouraging them to dig a little bit deeper instead of just, the superficial, typical marketing and stuff. And so everything that you're doing is just so amazing. Tell us just a little bit of like how it started, why you wanted to do this, and what it all entails.
So, I have a company called Kailey's Queens, and it's online, international, with 9 to 15-year-old girls all around the world logging on to bake, do crafts, have speakers, and lift each other up, build confidence, and learn new skills. So, it started when I was getting my degree and actually in engineering. You don't see the two aren't really correlated, but when you have a passion and you go for it, you can make anything happen, is what I've seen. I started hosting in-person events in Los Angeles before COVID, and it was going great. I was building a community, girls were loving it, but obviously it costs a lot of money to host an event. And also, you have to get parents who are willing to drive their kid. You need to expand in one city at a time. And now that we're online, thank you, COVID has done something miraculous for my company and for the organization and all these girls, because now we're in over 30 countries. It's online, girls, so many cultures all in one screen. So it's awesome.
I just I think that it is such a brilliant idea. I mean, and I have so many different people. I mean, talking with so many different people over the course of this year. I mean, obviously, COVID is devastating, right? But all of the blessings in disguise that came out of it, it's just amazing. So, okay, what what are the girls' favorite programs so far to subscribe to? Like, there have to be some favorites.
Yes, for sure. So I have seriously, I'm such a trial and error person. So I've done drawing events, cooking, baking, crafting, Shark Tank. I think the favorite is baking because there's an end product. So at the end, after we've dumped every ingredient in one by one and we pretend like we're all doing it together, we're all in one room making 400 cookies together. Everyone hold up your flour, and we have one girl count us down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We all dump the flour. And so then at the end, we all take our final bite together, and it's tastes good, it's rewarding. So I think the baking's the favorite, although they do love the Shark Tank because they get to know each other a little better. They build a company in teams from the ground up. They choose their target market, choose a product, choose a price point, and then they pitch it to the sharks. So it's that one's super fun too.
Who are the sharks? Who do you guys have different sharks all the time?
Yeah, so it's the who runs the events are me and also 10 other leaders who are young girls, high school and college girls. So I don't lead every single event, but those girls are amazing leaders. They are trained to be extremely fun, positive, and great role models for the girls too. So we just bring 3 or 4 of them on at the end of every Shark Tank event.
That's so awesome. How many girls usually tune in every time?
It depends on the event. So we'll have an event with 75 girls and we'll split into rooms. We'll host multiple events a day. That way there's not 200 girls going into one room. Although it's fun for them to see the energy. And then we also have smaller events with 15 girls where it's more of a girls' night, opening up, talking about confidence, things we're going through, and more of an open, safe space where they can truly express their feelings and what's going on in life. And then we have the fun events where our parties, we're like, whoop, whoop, let's bake, it just depends.
That is so amazing. I wish I would have had something like that when I was growing up. I mean, how great. What are some of the so I mean, obviously you're encouraging these girls to truly communicate, really talk about what's going on in their lives, tell their own stories and maybe develop what their passions are for the rest of their lives and their careers. What's a common theme of, I don't want to say struggle, but I mean that age is so difficult. And so are common do you often find there specific problems that people are dealing with, or like are there specific I'm so sorry. My son is also starting his Zoom in the other room, so I can hear him. So I'm
Yeah,
going to mute myself for a second while you answer. But
yeah, no worries.
what are typical challenges that girls this age are
Yeah.
dealing?
Yeah, and they do open up, they do express. Now that we've been hosting girls' night, to give you some back story, I was creating baking events and cooking events, and it was so fun. The girls were loving it, creating a final product, but that wasn't my mission. My mission was to create a safe space where they can open up, talk about what they're going through. So now every Friday night, we bring in women speakers to talk about how far they've come with their confidence and being their true selves. And these girls do open up and they tell me, I think the hardest struggle is just judgment. And you said, I wish I had this when I was young. Me too, because I think young girls, we're not taught that it's cool to be welcoming, supportive, kind, and positive. Of course, our parents or grandparents might tell us that, but we're not listening to them. We're going into school and we think it's cool to be popular and be with the cool girls, have boys like us. It's this twisted reality. And I am so grateful that I can show them, and same with our whole team, that we can show them what actually matters, which is it's cool to support every single girl. It's cool to compliment others. It's cool to give back. And they listen to us. They soak it in because we're role models to them. We're not
You're
too
not their parents.
we're not their parents. And I think there's a lot of girl programs in the world, but I think what really makes us different is that we're ran by fun, young, positive girls rather than older moms, or older women who they can't relate to.
Right, right. Well, and especially too, I think that it's social media has thrown in this level of, or this, I mean, it's like you're always around it, right? It's always forcing you, not forcing you, but it's like you're compared to everyone all the time. Like that's just what goes through your brain because all you see is the best of everyone else's lives. You don't see the struggles that they're going through, online. So this gives them a place to actually talk about those struggles instead of always looking on Instagram and, Snapchat and TikTok and stuff to see what everyone else's best life is like.
Exactly. And that's really what I drill into their heads, especially because a lot of them look up to me like a big sister. I tell them internal and external are very different. Don't be confused. Be have pride. I'm proud of myself because I worked hard. I'm proud of myself because I gave back. I'm proud of myself because I gave myself love today and took care of myself. Not I'm proud of myself because I like the way this picture looks. I'm proud of myself because this boy likes me. Have pride in what actually matters. And social media, I can't even imagine for these girls because I had a hard time in that age group, as I'm sure every woman. That's just the hardest age group. And now they have social media on top of that. So that's exactly why I started this, because someone needs to show them this world is just twisted.
Right, it is the reality, like you said, it's a total twisted reality. It's not real life.
It's
But
not real
but there's no way for them to know that at all until they grow up, and then sometimes it's too late because you have these such self-doubt that's already
life.
embedded in your mind. It's
Yeah.
so awesome that you're getting to them early.
Yeah.
um so I know that it's probably a little challenging to navigate so many people on Zoom at once, or when they're making their own videos, just trying to help them figure out the best, angles and lighting and sound and all of that stuff. What recommendations do you have for any of the girls who are either joining in or wanting to make videos of their own? Do you have any specific tips for anyone?
Yeah, can you repeat the beginning? My internet like slowed down at the
Oh,
beginning. I heard the end, but what was the beginning?
I was just saying that it must be super challenging for you and your team to have all of these girls on Zoom at once, and also to teach them the right way to like set up your camera and make sure that, we can
Uh-huh.
see you and can hear you and everything. What tips do you have for girls who are just starting out and wanting to tell their stories on camera and through
Yeah.
video?
So we actually also really encourage, while they're on our camera, to create their own videos of their story of how they created some dessert from scratch every step, and with girls all across the world. So my tips are to be positive and engaged. And for me to keep the girls engaged on Zoom, it's just everyone put it in the chat box answering a question, because everyone wants to be seen and heard. And when you're, when you're on Zoom, you can't have 30 girls share at once. So when
Right.
you say, all right, girls, everyone tell your story in the chat. Everyone put in the chat if you like, everyone put in the chat with your hot cocoa if the cocoa or the marshmallows are more important to you. Then every single girl gets to be engaged and share their story, like through the chat. And also we do a lot of thumbs ups, a lot of like whoop whoop, so we can really receive like how their process is going and be more engaged with each other.
So, I mean, it's just be real, right? I
Yeah,
mean, I love that you have given them a platform to just be themselves and not feel like, and plus it's a private, safe space, like you had mentioned before, but it's nice because they can explore, their own interests and everything without having to share it with the rest of the world. Because I think that's what a lot of parents, I mean, I only have an 8-year-old boy, so I don't, have a teen girl, so I don't know those challenges. But I mean, as a parent, you'd be a little worried about your kid constantly being on social media, telling the whole world what's going on. And this gives them a better, quieter, safer place to do that, which is awesome. I mean, it's just so awesome.
thank you. Yeah, I think they need that. A place where they can open up. I tell them, I'm so confident. I love myself so much. I still have moments of doubt. That's normal. And when we come together and we all get to share them, it just feels so safe for them that they're not alone. You're not the only one who feels compared. You're not the only one who feels like they're not enough at times, but we can inspire other girls to love ourselves. And that's what I try to really implement in them is you can be an inspiration for other young girls. And we have a leadership committee for that too, where the girls get to be a leader and really represent and learn those positive and confident values in themselves so they can inspire other girls and welcome other girls.
That is so awesome. So how long have you been doing this now?
Well, so if I'm including when I started in person, it's been a little over a year. That's it. I started August of last year and I moved online in April of this year.
Wow. That is so I'm sure that it's going to take a little bit more time, but have any of the girls voiced the difference between, being in school and having those, face-to-face relationships versus being online? Has anyone mentioned the struggle that that's caused? I know that there's been a lot of, it's taking a toll on kids because they don't have that interaction that they're normally used to.
Of course. I think also with the ages, the older they get, they're craving that independence. This is their time. You turn 13, 14, you want to be with your friends.
Yeah.
You want to escape and create social interaction. So I know the moms have been telling me some of these poor girls are zoomed out. That's what they say.
Right.
They're zoomed out. But, we're so lucky and we should all be grateful to have Zoom and these video platforms because else we would be completely isolated. So, of course, there's a struggle, but there's so much to be grateful for that we can still interact with each other.
Sure. Um, what do you have any girls that have started from, that are your kind of VIP girls that have been with you since the beginning and are continuing on?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy because they ask, like, what's the lifetime span of your customer? I'm like, I don't know yet because
Right, because it hasn't been too long, but
yeah, it's been like over a year, since I started in person, and those girls are still with me. The girls who have joined from online since April, they're still with me. Of course, not everyone stays.
sure.
Yeah, but mostly I would say 90% of the girls get addicted. I get a message from their mom after their first event saying my daughter can't believe it. I've never seen her so engaged. She's asking me when she can do the next event and they never leave. That's literally how it works. It's insane.
Well, and the cool thing too about how you have everything set up is, let's just say life gets in the way and you're taking a challenging class or you have volleyball or, whatever it is, you don't have to be there every single week. I mean, you can pick and choose how often you get involved
Exactly.
anyway.
Exactly. And I just love that girls who are busier can join once a month and have that positive space. And other girls can be part of it every week, depending on exactly their schedule with sports, extracurriculars, school. And some of the girls will say, Kailey, I've been so busy with school. I'm like, school comes first. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Like, school always comes first. And they always have a place they can come back to no matter what.
There's an attorney in Chicago. His name is Joy Vitale. He is insane when it comes to entrepreneurship and helping companies set
Mhm.
up. And he just put a comment out. This is such a neat idea. Hi, Kailey. And he's like, Annika. I'll say that we said hi. Hi, Joey.
Hello.
Thanks for watching. Um, and so part of the reason that I came upon you is because I've known your parents for so long. I mean, the husband and wife team out in Phoenix, Arizona, they're personal injury attorneys, but more importantly, they are just this powerhouse couple of hilarity and kindness and generosity. And they've just been mentors to me for, I don't know, probably 10 or 11, maybe 12 years now. They're just so awesome. And I just found it so hilarious to watch your like meet up with your mom. I don't know, maybe every two or three times a year. And sometimes she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm having another baby. Yeah, I'm having another baby." You have 7 siblings,
Mhm.
right? And they are done, right? Please
Yeah,
tell
they're
me
done.
they're
They're
done.
done. They're
Okay,
done.
good.
They have to
So
be.
what was that like growing up with all those siblings and especially in the Breyer household, which was, I imagine, so much fun.
Well, being the older sister, I had a blast. I'm not sure what the younger siblings thought, but I love my siblings. I love my family, and I can't imagine not having so many kids to come home to. I love it. I'm home right now. I live in San Diego currently, and I was in LA for 4 years for college, but now I'm home in Arizona, and I'm so excited to go home to them tonight.
I bet. I bet. And just to give our listeners a little bit of background, I mean, Mark and Alexis have always put other people first. I mean, even throughout, I mean, it didn't matter if you were a big client or a small client or a repeat client or a referral source. I mean, they always treated everyone as if they were family. And I think that that just, I mean, clearly it has been passed on to you. And I just, your guys' family is just so amazing. We love you guys.
Aw. Yeah, I think also like something they've really instilled in me is faith. Like, not even directly, but I just believe I can do anything. Like, my life is limitless. And I think, yeah, and also they've taught me exactly that, putting others before myself. I love giving to others. I would give something to someone else before myself any day, and it would truly make me feel better to do that. Like, I love giving, and I'm so grateful because I know they've implanted like such beautiful values into me. Who knows who I would be without them?
They really truly are the epitome of giving without expecting anything in return. And look
Yeah.
how much it's come back. You have all these relationships with people from all over the country, 30 countries. That is
Mm,
crazy. How
yeah.
many girls do you think have gone through the, I know it's probably hard to tell, but how many girls do you think have participated in one way or another? If you had to guess.
Thousands, like, I don't know, maybe 4,000, like, the like,
Oh my
yeah, like,
gosh.
yeah. Yeah, we're still growing. We're just
That's
getting
so
started.
amazing.
This is just the beginning,
I
but
know. I
it's been
know.
a
That
fun
many
it's been a
people after 1 year only. That's
yeah, 8
nuts.
months.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, we are so proud of you. A lot of the people who are going to be listening to this podcast are attorneys themselves, so they are very familiar with all the struggles that personal injury attorneys, or well, all attorneys really, have gone through. So if you're at home listening, we hope that you, as an attorney, take on the same approach of giving that Mark and Alexis did, and guaranteed your kids are going to end up like Kailey, which is such a huge blessing. And we're really proud of you, Kailey, and keep doing what you're doing. We would love to, stay in touch and keep watching what you're doing. I'll make sure that links to all of your stuff is, links are posted here. But what, like if parents want to get their girls Christmas gifts or Hanukkah gifts or anything like that for the holidays, just go to your website and you can pretty much pick your subscription sort of. I mean, you don't have to commit to like a whole year or whatever. You can pick and choose
No,
how often you want to do it, right?
exactly, and we also have a winter camp coming up where they get a box shipped to their door, so it's a great gift option because normally they get an ingredients list and hop on Zoom with their ingredients ready, but for the holiday camp, it's 5 days, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They have all the ingredients in their box, all the crafting stuff they need in their box, so it's a fun gift too.
That's awesome. How can we help you? What can we do to help grow this huge community of girls?
Honestly, even like besides spreading to other girls, which of course every girl who I can impact and bring into this community is amazing, but mentorship has been like made such a difference in my life, especially these past few months. People coming in who know entrepreneurship. My parents are amazing, but they're a little too busy for me. So yeah, just any like guidance and support has always meant so much to me because I've never really had a mentor. I've been figuring this all out by myself, step by step, learning everything about business on my own. My major, like I said, was engineering, so I was not prepared for business. Although I always wanted to start my own company, but chose the wrong major maybe a little bit. But anyways, yeah, just support in any way, guidance, mentorship, yeah, experience that I don't have.
Awesome. Well, we'll make sure to gather a bunch of words of wisdom and pass them along to you. And
Thank you.
you now have seriously thousands of cool new fans because what you're doing is so awesome. The world needs more
Thank
people
you.
like you.
Thanks so much. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. Well, it was another awesome week of maximum storytelling. We're so lucky to have Kailey Breyer on here, and she is going places, people. So make sure to check out kayleysqueens.com for all of the information. And we will see you next week, every Wednesday, 12:30 Central, 1:30 Eastern, for maximum storytelling. Bye.